Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Roller Coaster Tycoon. Last time we did some stuff with our park. Well, well we did stuff. That's all I really need to say. And now we're going to, well, this is actually a bit of a re-recording here. So this is kind of well, I'm not really, bitter or anything. Let's see if I can do this. I guess, maybe? Well, if you can't understand what I'm doing, I'm trying to get that entrance connected to the entrance. I mean, the exit connected to the... You can tell I'm a little tired, folks. You can tell. In case you haven't noticed. There we go. I didn't drown any guests this time. Anyways, look at all those jumping fountains. That's pretty. Anyways. If I sound kind of, strange in this episode, well, I've got a bit of a story I'm going to tell. Also, in case you're wondering, we'll be going through to the very end of the park this session, Anyways, about that story. Well, you see, it's a Tim Hortons related story. And it's not hockey related either. So, anyways. Well, it was a bit of a problem with a customer that I've had that's kind of been recurring, I'm pretty sure anybody that's had a job that's watching this knows about bad customers and bad regulars and all that fun stuff that you have to put up with. Well, anyway, this was this one guy, It started way long ago, like a couple years ago when I started working at Tim's. And he basically said, well, I'm not going to serve you. I mean, you're not going to serve me because, you're a newbie, you don't know what you're doing, you're going to screw up my coffee, and all that crap. So anyways, he kind of kept doing that for, well, the past little while, and he's done all sorts of other crap that I'm not even going to mention. But, my one supervisor, I've got a bit of a story with her, too. I don't know if I should say it. Like, I don't know if I'll even have time. I don't know if you guys are even interested. But, you know what? I'm just going to say it anyways. Screw it. I'm talking here, and I at least have something to do. So, anyways, the story with her is... Well, I'm going to tell the story with her before I tell the story with, the guy today. Anyways, the story with her is... This probably happened in about, a year and a half ago. I'd say about that. That's pretty good. A year and a half ago. When she was transferred to our store, and she was, well, a manager at the previous store, and now she's a supervisor at this current store that I'm working at. Anyways, well, we didn't get along at all. She said she, really wanted to, disown me if I was her child. Anyways, so, as you can tell, we didn't get along very well. Well, one day she, at that point in time, I didn't like her very much either. And, well, she got hit by a car. Well, not dead or anything, but it did, it injured her leg, and I kind of felt bad about it. And, ironically enough, the next shift I worked, I happened to do an amazing job. And, well, since that day, we went from absolutely despising each other to, not being able to work without each other, which is kind of interesting, if I do say so myself. And, I was actually considering, ever since I got the laptop to, leave work, because, I've got what I wanted. I can get scholarships to help pay off my tuition fee if I ever so choose, to get an education, you know? But anyways, yeah, she was really, like, upset about that, so I wound up staying. And, oh, the best value park in the country. That's nice. So, anyways, you know, now that you know the relationship between me and my supervisor, well, you know, this guy, well, I sound a lot like one of the other supervisors, like, and I kind of talk like him too. And anyways, I was on the drive-thru on, like, you know, taking orders and that, and cashing out. And he mistook me for that one supervisor. And he jokes around with that one supervisor a lot, but, you know, he said, you know, I'd like to be served by someone else. And, you know, as I said before, you know, he doesn't like me serving him, right? Well, anyways, my supervisor, oh man, he gave him one hell of a lecture. I wish I could have seen it, but apparently it was pretty epic. And so, you know, the guy, you know, absolutely hates my guts and all that crap, you know, thinks I'm, like, mentally retarded, which I wouldn't blame him for. Anyways, so yeah, she made him apologize because she thought that was the reason why I was quitting. So, oh my god. And, like, you know, you can probably just picture this guy, you know, some rude guy, and that's what I was thinking, like, earlier this day, like, before I worked, I would have just, you know, I would have never thought that this would ever happen. But anyways, he came into the store after my supervisor gave him that lecture about, you know, saying she's never gonna, you know, forgive him if he makes me leave. And oh my god, like, the most amazing thing happened. He actually apologized, and, like, I didn't see that coming, like, a mile away. I couldn't have seen it coming, you know, if it was 10 feet in front of me. It was just, oh my god. Oh my god. So, yeah, that's probably the main reason why I'm stunned, but, like, I was kind of stunned for two reasons, really. Because I didn't think, you know, he was actually going to apologize. And I'm kind of wondering, like, because, you know how with my supervisor, I totally hated her guts at one point. And now we're, like, you know, best friends, kind of. And I'm wondering, like, geez, what is this going to turn out to be? Oh, why is my company value slowly increasing? Well, anyways, back to the story. So I'm kind of, like, wondering, geez, am I going to wind up, like, getting along with this guy or something? We get another coaster. I'm just going to keep talking about the story until we get to something a little more interesting. Let me think of something to do. Oh my goodness gracious. I guess I could build, well, I'll build another car ride, you know, just for shits and giggles, you know. We don't have space for another coaster, I'm pretty sure we don't. And anyways, so yeah, like, it's kind of weird because, you know, getting along with a guy, I would never ever think about it, but at the same time, because, like, he seemed a little embarrassed about it too, which is kind of strange in my opinion. Like, game, why do you have to do this to me? Like, seriously, it makes me really disgruntled. Oh god. That's gonna come back to haunt me, I just know it. Oh, that works! Knew it worked. Anyways. So yeah, like, it's just totally something out of the ordinary. Like, maybe I should select the right tile to raise. I'm just gonna raise all the land in the area. Uh, I guess that's not something I should be terribly worried about. Will I have room to do that? I think I will. I think I will. But yeah, like, that's why I'm kind of stunned about it, I guess you could say.